Hunger Games, starving our kids in foster jail.
Mommy,
are afraid of your size.
thank you for buying this broccoli to my tummy.
You
That's little
think
face
that
right
I'm
here.
going
Take a piece of.
On multiple occasions, our children arrived at visitations in tears. When asked why they were crying, they would reply it was because they were hungry and not being fed enough food by Graham Windham foster jail guardians. Food was also used as a weapon. Our sons were told if they mentioned their father's name in Miss Randolph's house, they would eat only lettuce for dinner, and this was enforced. Our visitation log for August 2nd, 2016 reads, David explains to Mrs. Black, his mother, that he is being regularly punished by Miss Randolph for mentioning his parents in her house. In retaliation for speaking of them, he is commanded to stay in his room and forced to eat lettuce for supper. He also reports she's called him nosy and has been denied promised trips to Chuck E. Cheese and vacation because he, quote, talks too much and is, quote, too nosy and, quote, shares all of her business. He is also told, quote, your parents don't run my house. This is the same claim by Mrs. Green, and I'll add now the current foster guardian has said the same thing. Despite the ACS handbook requiring foster guardians to reflect the parenting style and lifestyle preferences and directives in support of, quote, empowering relationship between the birth parents and children. This comes from the ACS handbook. Also concurs with David's report. Note, the mention of, quote, services as an expected part of Ms. Randolph's compensation plan and, quote, favor to the agency was mentioned at the transitional meeting prior to the children ever spending time in her home. Since then, false claims have been made against the children, recorded and reported in an effort to increase current compensation from $3,456.91 a month to $10,040.91 per month. Forced. When we reported this to Judge David J. Kaplan on January 4th, 2017, we were jailed moments later. Food has been withheld from our children by foster guardians for the most trivial of matters. Groceries we purchased for the children and brought to visits for the children to take back to their secret foster jail locations were often left behind and thrown away.
Coconut, chia, hemp seeds, raisins, prunes, olives.
We decided to show foster parents and Graham Windham how to feed children properly so that they can think and study and function at optimum levels.
Basil, kale, parsley, cilantro salad with red, yellow, red, orange, and green bell peppers, red and white onions, 100% coconut water, Fiji water, tomatoes, okra, zucchini, grapes, pear, apple, avocado, and kiwi. That's plenty of food for lunch. Hey guys? Hey guys, are you excited about your lunch? Yes. Are you excited about your lunch? Okay. Back to the way you guys are used to eating, okay?
Several foster guardians asked we refrain from bringing the healthy, more palatable, and nutritionally superior grains, waters, fruits, and vegetables as opposed to the slop school lunch, fried foods, and carb-heavy diets they reported they were eating.
I'm just, again, everything that I'm providing is what I'd like her to purchase. Again, common granted, certain things I know they're pricey, I'll bring them.
2016, we're on our way to visit with our children, and we brought them some salmon, okra, cabbage, and broccoli. We brought 9 plates, 8 of which will go to Miss Randolph, 4 to serve our children. They're all individually packaged. 1 for her and 1 for her companion, Mr. I believe who was her helper. So we got some for all of them. We also got them a 6-pack of Evian for 4 for our children and 1 for both her and Mr. because it is quite a hot day. We want to make sure that everybody is well refreshed and getting all the water that they need.
Nutritional guidelines for our children were met with disdain and rejected by all of the foster jail guardians.
All she has to do is stop feeding her what she's feeding her outside of the formula. The formula is bad enough. It is not bioavailable for the body. So that in conjunction with whatever else she's feeding her, oatmeal, rice, or whatever she's feeding her, is causing a block. And had she actually, this is the interesting thing, had she just taken what I had given her and you all allowed it, she'd be sleeping a lot easier at night. Because I would imagine she's the one that has to actually bring my daughter to the hospital or New York Foundling. Am I right? So now she's working extra. Maybe that's what she wants to do. I don't know. Maybe it's, again, just for the consents, hospital medical consents or medical records, of course, looking to establish. But if she wants to work less, I'll sit right here and make for her the formula that I constructed.
Also, you wanted to discuss.
So, you're saying the solution is
Well, I can't make anyone do anything. I'm saying that it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
No,
Okay.
she just got to
So
stop.
if her nose is stuffed up, what do you expect? What would you like?
It's the food that she's eating.
Okay, so
Because she was at Randolph, she was at Miss Randolph's all this time, and she looks swollen because of the formula, but these new set of issues have just started. And it's because she doesn't want to stay up at night, as she pointed out. I'm not looking to throw her under the bus. She claims she has love. Well, if you do, you're not going to continue with what's not working. And clearly it's causing an issue.
The first time we saw our children after being taken, our youngest was so unusually hyper due to his first reaction to Capri Suns, gummy bears, all sorts of candy and ices that he was being fed, that we truly could confirm that sugar is a drug. We never gave our children these foods, and their bodies reacted very poorly to this overindulgence in sugar.
You seem like you have a broken blood vessel right there in the white part of your eye. That's new, right? That's not always, right? Okay. And I'm observing you and I'm looking at you. Whoa, is it a serious thing? It's not a serious thing. Same thing with my children. I'd be less than a father if my son's got a fever or there's something going on. We should be communicating. I'm not the enemy here. That's all. If you go up the opposite direction of the instructions that I'm giving, should I pretend to be happy?
It's even been evidenced by our son's first cavity, developed after taken into the, quote, care and custody of the ACS Commissioner, David Hansel.
And I do not consent or authorize Graham Wyndham, the caretaker, to give my son Motrin, giving it to him what they're saying every 6 months or every 6 hours. That's crazy. Acetaminophen is a toxin to the liver. You can go look it up. And he has been unusual here for this visit because over-the-counter drugs, Schedule 1, Schedule 2 medications, whatever they may be, however soft or hard the prescription, it affects the brain. You're going to be different.
The irony is all of this is that our children have been held out of our care for a made-up lie that a police officer, Baxter and Michaels, found, quote, little food, an expired canned good, and decaying fruits and vegetables in a non-working refrigerator during a 10-minute search on March 12, 2016. Well, we provided photos to prove the contrary. Photos, bank receipts. We produced medical records for healthy children that had no nutritional deficiencies or abnormal findings.
Okay, good to see you. Good to see you.
They had clean blood work. They were in great condition. They had no communicable diseases. They ate the best of everything. What we discovered under 800 plus days of ACS-inflicted domestic terror and family separation is that it's okay to abuse and neglect children, to inadequately feed them, clothe them, shelter them, and guard them, as long as the City of New York, Graham Wyndham foster agencies and like agencies, degenerate and greedy foster guardians who are only in it for the money and care nothing for your children, and the Administration for Children's Services, as long as they fund and sponsor these activities. It's okay to abuse and neglect children. This has all been revealed according to aloof politicians, New York City's family court statutes and the codified colorable law, and David J. Kaplan's courtroom.
Stab the sword of the Spirit.
Yes, Jesus.
Help us have the breastplate of righteousness.
Yes, Lord.
Help us to have the whole armor of God.
Yes,
the
Lord.
whole fruit of the Spirit.
Yes,
Help
Jesus.
us to not stray from your path. Help us not to be distracted by the devil. Help us to focus on you.
Yes,
and not
Lord.
let the devil use us for any bad works.
There we go.
In Jesus' name. Help us to be strong. Help us to worship you. Help us to have peace. Help us to have kindness. Help us to have
Won't you stop
faith.
and wait, please?
Help us to listen. Help us to listen to you. Help us to worship you.
Help,
Help us
Jesus.
to not stray from your path.
Help,
Help
Lord.
us to not let the devil use us. Help us to be courageous. Help
Yes,
us to have,
Jesus.
help us to have self-control.
Yes,
help us
Lord.
to have the whole armor of God.
Yes.
Coconut, chia, hemp seeds, raisins, prunes, olives.
We decided to show foster parents in Graham Windham how to feed children properly so that they can think and study and function at optimum levels.
Basil, kale, parsley, cilantro salad with red, yellow, red, orange, and green bell peppers, red and white onions, 100% coconut water, Fiji water, tomatoes, okra, zucchini, grapes, pear, apple, avocado, and kiwi. That's plenty of food for lunch. Hey guys? Hey guys, are you excited about your lunch? Yes. Are you excited about your lunch? Okay. Back to the way you guys are used to eating, okay?
They took us away from you just so they could abuse us.
Modern Black for Free the King's News.